welcome back to Play and Trade Guitars. I'm John, that's Zach behind the camera, and this is Play and Trade Guitars. Today I'm going to be talking about the topic of headstock breaks and headstock repairs. There's kind of a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. I'll show you one of my beloved Gibsons that I've done my DIY home style repair on twice now, and it's held just fine, but it's not the prettiest. And then I'll show you the difference between doing it yourself and going to a luthier who really knows what they're doing. I'll show you the latest one. I have a beautiful Epiphone Elite Casino that was repaired by Gustafson of Neat Guitars. All his contact is in the description. I'll also show you kind of play by play what he did to make this guitar perfect once again. But drop a comment and let me know your experience with headstock repairs. It's true that a headstock repair is going to hurt the value of a guitar. Anywhere from 50 to 60% is typically what's quoted. However, I as a player also 100% agree that once the guitar headstock is repaired, it is in many cases stronger than before. Exhibit A is this Elite Casino, which is now stronger than before. It actually left the factory with a neck that was fundamentally too thin, leaving it way too exposed to a potential headstock break. Remember, if you're in the market for a brand new guitar, hopefully not because you broke yours, you can buy any new gear using our link. So click to buy new gear using our link. It really does support our channel. You get fast free shipping and easy payment plans and makes buying new gear super easy. This is a gorgeous Epiphone Elite Casino. It's made in Japan, top shelf materials. This is expensive guitars. In fact, these go for over $2,000 used nowadays for an Epiphone. Amazing quality and a testament to just how good the Japanese construction is in the Elite series. And when I flip it around, I'm going to show you just first, right out of the gate, the example of a good headstock repair. This had mahogany grafted into the neck to strengthen and reinforce. And this guitar has kind of a backstory, and this will also be kind of a cautionary tale when you're out there playing and trading and buying guitars and selling guitars. I took in a lot of 3 guitars in trade for a much more expensive guitar. And I opened up the case, I took a look, and immediately it was clear when I looked at this, here's a picture of it, that this headstock was not only cracked at one point, but this headstock was off the guitar entirely. And unfortunately, it wasn't disclosed. I didn't know about it, and I was faced with that kind of panic, sheer panic that maybe you've experienced before, and you realize either you bought in a guitar with a broken headstock that needs to get fixed, or you've had one fall over the stand and break, which is a terrible feeling, like happened to my first Les Paul. This was my first Gibson Les Paul. This is the Gibson Voodoo from 2002 with the red lettering. This is the DIY version of a headstock repair. And this was actually broken twice. You can see the line where the headstock had actually broken all the way forward. I still have fragments of wood that are sticking out of the side. And this is kind of proof that this guitar plays great, it plays fine, and this is a stable repair. It's just not a very pretty repair. So you can use wood glue and clamp these down. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna end up like me, and you're gonna have clamp marks, which you can visibly see. You're going to have all kinds of seams and glue and all kinds of damage that you actually inflicted in the repair process. So I'm really kind of preaching here why it's better to take it to a luthier. In today's market, you're probably looking anywhere from $200 to $600 for a basic headstock repair, depending on how severe it was. In the case of that Epiphone I showed you, that was clean off the guitar, and it needed everything to get it back to a structural playing standpoint. But let's head over to the bench. I'm going to show you a closer look at what went into these repairs, and I'm going to give you a deep dive with some bench footage that Alex took in the restoration process of bringing this casino back to life, and I'll let you hear it at the end. here is the other side of that, and even under harsh light. So you have a seam that went right across here because the headstock was broken off. He resprayed that, but really the magic is in the back here. And when you watch his steps in these videos, you'll see that what he actually did was take a neck that was too thin, put everything back together, and then grafted in this new mahogany and shaped everything just absolutely beautifully. And then not only that, but did some color matching and resprayed the poly finish back on this guitar. And it's just amazing the end result that you get. And this guitar is fundamentally stronger than before it broke. And that's one of the things is I really feel like this guitar left with a pencil thin neck that was actually so thin that where the truss rod was visible, you could almost see light through, meaning at its thinnest point, this neck prior to being repaired was so thin that it was just asking to be broken because there was nothing holding that headstock onto that guitar, especially with all the tension of this, and one blow was going to take that headstock off, and that's what happened twice, in fact, before it was repaired to this level of craftsmanship. And I can do electronics repair. I can set up guitars in a basic player's kind of from a basic player standpoint, but I don't touch structural stuff. And the funniest thing about this guitar before it went to Alex is my attempt to clamp this guitar and put epoxy in it. And it was an absolute shit show, panic. And I was sitting here with clamps, epoxy running all up and down this guitar, and I just pulled the plug. I was like, I am not doing this. I wiped it all off. I used some alcohol to get everything I could off, and I took this guitar in pieces, totally defeated, to Alex and said, I'm taking it to a professional. And I cannot testify enough that if you have a guitar that truly needs a headstock repair, take it to a luthier. It's well worth it. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel, and on Facebook, that's Neat Guitars. He's based out of the Chicago area, south suburbs, and Shorewood, Illinois. But absolutely fantastic job. Let's plug this in and hear how it sounds after that full repair. All right, so the Casino brought back to its former glory, the guitar made famous by so many players, including the Beatles. Gorgeous hollow body guitar, really distinct sound. I love the tone of a good Casino, and I'm so glad to see this one put back in service of guitar players rather than put in the trash heap. So drop a comment and let me know what you think of this guitar headstock repair. Is that amazing or what? And tell me your stories in the comments. I'd really like to hear them. Alex, thanks for all your help. For Play and Trade Guitars, I'm John, that's Zach. Remember, when you're in the market for new gear, click to buy new gear using our link. Hit subscribe and like in this video. Drop a comment, tell us your story, and we'll see you on the next Play and Trade Guitars demo. Thanks for hanging out.